Hello, my name is Albert Gurrier, and welcome to another installment of Slammin' Synapses. If you're viewing me through YouTube, you'll see a subscribe button up here. Click on that, keep up to date with the latest ongoings here. If you want to drop me a comment, you'll see a box below. If you have a phone or view me otherwise, there's many ways of doing that there too. By all means, check those out. This segment is going to be submitted for possible inclusion to the PW Insider family of websites. That's pwinsider.com, pwinsiderelite.com, and pwinsiderextra.com. The Elite site's a great paid site, lots of great audio, lots of great video. There's an interview with Samoa Joe on the site this week. By all means, check that out. You can follow them at Facebook at PW Insider or on Twitter at PWInsider.com. So, lots of great ways to find them. So, check them out. If you follow me from week to week, you may notice that I did not do a segment last week. Big scheduling snafu, so wasn't able to do it this way or abroad, so I definitely apologize for that. So do have quite a few things that I am going to be going into today. So without any further ado, we're just going to cut right into it. If I did this segment last week, I could probably have taken the segment that I did before, put it in place, change a couple of names, be the same thing. Last segment, we talked about how things get rushed, and things that should have time invested in it, things that just get thrown out there that really shouldn't have. This past week, not this past Monday on Raw, but the one before that, there was a match between CM Punk against Daniel Bryan. Champion versus champion. Now, the way it was presented, it was just kind of thrown out there. It's like, okay, I'm trying to keep my job. Here's a match. Bad idea. Because now you can't build to that. I mean, if you try to put it as a pay-per-view like 3 or 4 months from now, you've already given it away. So why are people gonna pay for it? I mean, what could you possibly add to that if we do decide to go that route somewhere down the line? CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, champion versus champion should have been pushed towards. Should have been, okay, this is going to be like 2 or 3 weeks from now. This is going to be on a special 3-hour Raw. This is going to be on a special cross-branded show. This is going to be on a pay-per-view. Like Elimination Chamber. No, Elimination Chamber was already taken care of. They could have put this off till like after Mania or something. But no, it's like, we have a match. We're having it. There you go. Now you can't build to it anymore because you've already given away for free. And despite the fact that it had a screwy ending, it's like, why don't you give it like time to grow an audience so that people could say, hey, guess what's going to be on Raw next week? So people are all going to be like watching. I know we live in a DVR era where people just put it on their recorder and get back to it later, but you gotta give people a reason to watch from week to week. And just throwing it out there just is not giving them a reason to watch. I mean, yeah, you want to push the unexpected happening, but for a match like that, you can't just give it away. You can't just put that out there on last moment's notice, which it seems like that's what happened. You want to get an audience? Make people want to watch you. You want to hear more of my rant? Watch my last segment. So, now that we got that out the way, I could go on a rant forever with that, but it's not what we're here for this week. Viewer feedback. A while ago, I did a video segment, not really under the Slam Synapses banner, but still a video segment I did nonetheless, called An Open Letter to WWE about the WWE Network. By all means, check my archives out if you want to see what I've been talking about up to date, because if you've seen me before, I will refer back to previous segments. Pretty much talked about how important they should see their network in terms of getting it together, in terms of letting it go. And it seems like they put it off for a while because they were going to debut this thing around WrestleMania, but they weren't ready for it, but they put it off. So I kind of give them kudos for that while they get their ducks in a row to make it a good network, because their focus should be on that above all else. But like I said, check my previous segment, talk more about that. But had a feedback from a Pistol Pete 5150. He says, Vince and the WWE don't care about the fans or what we think. Look at the WWE Hall of Shame. I mean, come on, Drew Carey and Mike Tyson, but no Demolition or Savage. Wake up. He also sent me a thing before saying, get to the point, get a life, and get a job. Well, if there's something that I'm passionate about, sometimes I find I do repeat things like over and over again trying to make a point. So that is good constructive criticism. I will try in the future to try to maintain some type of focus, but can't guarantee that because that's just the beauty of this. But yeah, I will try to gain a focus, try to get things out there once or twice so that you're not sitting there listening to me ramble forever and a day about it. But yeah, I will try. Trust me. I also had another comment based on my Barry Windham Joins the Four Horsemen segment, in that I talked about the worldwide show that aired regarding Barry Windham joining the Horsemen, the way how they gave it a very important, serious feel to it with a presentation, and just basically that's how shows should be run. Instead of we're not going to focus on the match, anything serious happens, we're going to blow it off 2 segments later, we're going to be yuck about it. Watch it. But yeah, I got a comment from a Fox News fanify. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's saying, "This is good stuff, man. I think folks who really enjoy the history of the NWA, and particularly 1987 to 1990, should be happy folks like you are playing these stories. Semper Fi. Must be a Marine." I do want to thank you for your service. For you guys out there that are fighting for our country and fighting for our freedom, I definitely appreciate that. Check out a previous segment I did called Patriotism Lost, where I give my opinion on the flag and the national anthem. It's not a wrestling segment, but very well worth it. Kind of go into wrestling a little bit, but primarily it's one of my non-wrestling segments. But yeah, thank you for your service. Thank you for fighting for us. Very appreciative. Without you, this probably wouldn't be happening because I wouldn't have had the freedom to do so. Stop Soap or Pippa. There you go. There's my opinion on that. I'm not going to say anything more about that. Or fighting. Turn down Soap and Pippa. Don't support it. What am I thinking? Soap and Pippa bad. Yeah. So enough about that enough about that feedback. I was trying to ramble. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I will always have a soft spot in my heart for NWA in the 80s, as well as World Class with the Von Erichs, as well as the UWF, because those were times where wrestling was at its prime. And yeah, we may have had a WWE Attitude Era, but there were federations that were doing this stuff years before WWE even touched it. They were very well ahead of the time. In terms of innovation, in terms of approach, in terms of everything. So yeah, I will always have a soft spot for that. And on the topic of Barry Windham joining the Horsemen, going to bring me to my next topic here. One of the people that I follow on Twitter, and I will give my Twitter address later in the show, in case you want to follow me on there. There's someone that I follow on there called WWE Hates Tag Teams. Now, he's passionate about the tag team scene and about the lack of it. Just some names here for you, and I'm going to be relying on notes a bit throughout here, so if it looks like I'm reading or anything, because basically I am. I really don't have a format sheet for the most part. It's just here and then it just comes out there, but relying on notes here. Here's a list. It's going to take a bit of time, but you'll see my point in a moment. Johnny Ace and John Savage, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, Brad Armstrong and Tim Horner, Chris Champion and Mark Starr, Tiger Conway Jr. and Shaska Watley, the Jive Tones, the Cruel Connection 1 and 2, Joe Cruz and Ricky Santana, the Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers, the Fantastics, the Green Machine and the Terminator, the Italian Stallion and Kendall Windham, Rocky King and Nelson Royal, the Varsity Club of Mike Ortuno and Rick Steiner, the Twin Devils 1 and 2, Ron Simmons and Steve Williams, Butch Miller and Luke Williams, the Sheepherders, Animal and Hawk, the Road Warriors, the Barbarian and the Warlord, the Powers of Pain, Al Perez and Larry Zbyszko, Mighty Wilbur and Jimmy Valiant, the Midnight Express of Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane, Lex Luger and Sting, and Ivan Koloff and Dick Murdoch. What do those teams have in common? They were all part of a tag team tournament that Jim Crockett had put on pretty much 3 years running, called the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. Now, these were the names of people that were in that one tournament. And this was shortly after Barry Windham had turned heel on Luger, because basically it forced Luger to team with Sting because Ronnie Garvin was off doing his own thing. Supposedly got injured, storyline wise, and with Barry Windham turning heel, Luger needed a partner. Sting needed a partner put together. But yeah, the beauty of this tournament is that if you were to go back and count the amount of tag teams that were in this tournament, there were quite a lot of them. There were a lot in this one. There was a lot in the one preceding it, and a lot in the one before that. WCW would do a Starrcade where they would put like tag teams together just at a moment's notice, but for the most part, there was a time when tag teams were very prevalent. Nowadays, tag team wise, you have people like the Young Guns, you had people like Beer Money, you have the SATs, you have the Briscoes, you have Haas and Benjamin. But nowadays, tag teams seem to be a lost art. I mean, you'd be lucky to get like more than one tag team match in a show with someone that's an actual tag team. Now, with this tournament, there may have been a few cases where people were thrown together, but for the most part, the tag teams were in it were tag teams by design. It wasn't, okay, we need a tag team, so we're going to put John Cena and Shawn Michaels as part of it, or The Undertaker and Kane together. Well, there was a storyline there, but or Randy Orton and God forbid Santino Marella. But yeah, nowadays they just put people together with no real thought about it. I mean, Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne were just kind of thrown together. But yeah, people just keep getting thrown together. Now in WWE, you have Epic and Primo, the tag team champions. You have the Usos. But in terms of a tag team, that's about it. Everyone else is just thrown together. I wish we got back to the fine art of tag team wrestling, because that by far provides some of the best excitement. It gives the most drama, because if you are a person in the match and you're getting beat up to no end and they're tagging out to their partner, they keep going back and forth, then there comes that time. There comes a time when you've been beat up so much, the crowd is just wanting it. The crowd is just sensing it. And all of a sudden, you make that hot tag. You tag your partner. He comes in. He starts cleaning house. He's the fresh guy. He's on edge. He's like, wants to get back. He wants to win. And there's that excitement. And there's that thrill. There's that adventure. You don't have that now. I mean, even in tag team matches nowadays, like in WWE, there's no real like hot tag moment. And if there is, it's just kind of okay. Yeah. But yeah, I wish we kind of had more tag teams in the business that could carry us through, because we don't have that nowadays. And most of the places that do focus on tag teams are people like the Ring of Honor, are like TNA from time to time. But yeah, all the tag teams that you see are in federations that don't have that nationwide exposure. And I miss the days of seeing the Fantasticus against the Midnight Express. I miss the days of seeing the Rock and Roll Express take on the Midnight Express. I miss the days of seeing Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard as they just beat the crap out of someone. I miss the days of hearing Iron Man by Black Sabbath, the Road Warriors coming down, cleaning house. I miss the days of, like, all of a sudden Ice Cube's Natural Born Killers hitting gangsters coming down to the ring, and you know there's going to be trouble with that one. I wish we had those again. I wish we had that excitement again. Will it happen? I don't know. Only time will tell. But I hope we get back to tag team wrestling someday, because I miss seeing those epic tag team battles that I grew up watching. Jump into another topic here. There is a very revolutionary league that's out there, Wrestling Federation. If you want to view them, you can view them at www.territoryleague.com. I did check a couple of matches out on it. Like I said, it's a very innovative setup. They have a special event coming up later that I'm going to go into in a moment. But just to give you an idea what this is about, it's a federation based on territories, in which they're divided by cities. They're divided into West, East, Central, and International. In terms of teams, they have currently 7 teams. The NorCal Posse, Las Vegas High Rollers, Hollister Hooligans, the Templars from Los Angeles, Reno Scum, the Raptors, and the Bay City Union. Now, what makes this innovative is the rule system that they have for it. And this is reading from their site. If you want to view it, by all means, but if you want to get to it later, you know what to expect. But here's the rules. Each territory team, and I'm reading this from their site, territoryleague.com, each territory team will be held in their respective containment zones. So essentially there's like 4 on each side in this like little cage thing that they send people out. So in a sense it's like turn-based type thing. But yeah, each territory team will be held in their respective containment cells during the match. If any member leaves that containment cell, it results in a loss for the entire team. So if one of the people on the team wants to run in and get disqualified, that basically affects the entire team. Doesn't affect it. It's not like, okay, I came into the match, I got my guy disqualified, so now he's out. It's like, no, it affects the entire team. So you have to be mindful of what you do and situations, so that you have to be in some sort of self-control to keep your team from being disqualified. Now, the first territory team to win the best of 4 matches wins the series. And if there's a draw, then they go to a warfare time match, in which it's like a Royal Rumble, where one wrestler from each containment cell enters the ring every 2 minutes. Then wrestlers are eliminated by over the top and having both feet touch the venue floor, or by pinfall until one is declared the winner. Now, if there's a tag team rule, where at the official discretion any wrestler can be penalized to her containment cell for 2 minutes, which leaves a tag team partner to a 2-on-1 disadvantage. Now, that's if they have tag team matches. That's kind of reminiscent of the penalty box matches that they had some time ago. And with regards to divisions, they have a heavyweight division, where they must be 6 feet tall or 285 pounds. They have a tag team division. They have Mexican Luchador, which is strictly Lucha Libre. Cruiserweight for the high flying skill. They have manager matches where one person is seconded with another. They do have other divisions yet to come, but in looking at this and looking at a couple of things on there, it's very innovative in the style. You have people like Gangrel that are there. Chavo Guerrero Jr. is there as well. Rikishi is there as well. And speaking of Rikishi, that brings me to... Well, let me get this up here. Looks like I'm having a little issue here. But hold on. In any case, what they are doing is they are having a card dedicated to Yokozuna. And doesn't look like I'm able to pull that.
That's you're at the mercy of. But okay, here we go. At the Avalon in Hollywood, March 27, 2012, Territory League brings the Ronnie and Noi Championship Series. Tickets are on sale now. Tickets are going for $20, $30, and $40. Nothing in terms of matches as of yet, but myself, I'm kind of partial to the Wild Samoans, to people like Samu, to people like Rocky Maivia, Rocky Johnson, The Rock, people of that nature. So yeah, I will kind of if they have any what's going on. But if you want to have more information about that, you want to check the website from time to time, more information to come. Once again, that's www.territoryleague.com. More than happy to push. And if you have an event that you think that you want to mention on my segments here, by all means send me an email. The only thing I ask is that you send some people my way to view it. We work for each other. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. But I'm more than happy to scratch your back even if you don't scratch mine. So, but yeah, independent wrestling, the wrestling scene is what it's about. And if we don't support each other, who knows? So,
Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Went over Territory League, March 27th, 2012, territoryleague.com. Went over your feedback. Went into... Oh! One random thought that I had. Wasting time while I was trying to find it. Was listening to PW Insider Elite. They were going over the year-end awards. And one of the things that they were talking about was The Rock versus John Cena. Now, last year at WrestleMania, they mentioned the match, and they mentioned, maybe the title's on the line. I'm kind of wondering, what if CM Punk didn't go off the way that he did? I mean, CM Punk is the champion because he got into the head of a lot of people and pushed the fact that, hey, we should be doing things differently. And so now he's the champion. And will be a champion going into WrestleMania. Question I'm wondering is, if CM Punk hadn't said anything or did anything, would it have been John Cena versus The Rock for the title? You never know. You never know. So yeah, that's going to be it for this week. If you want to drop me a comment, feel free to do so. You could drop me an email at agurrier@yahoo.com. You can join me on Facebook at my name, Albert Gurrier. You see a graphic appear in a moment. You can follow me on Facebook. You can like my Facebook page at Slammin Synapses, no G. And you can follow me on Twitter at Slammin Synapses as well. So, next week I'm not sure what I'm going to be discussing. But if I come up with a topic, I'll mention it on my Facebook page. So, by all means, stay tuned. So, that's about it. I do want to thank you for your watching. For your attention, I should say. I do want to thank you for watching, giving me that support there. Because without you guys, there would be no me. So, that's about it. Albert Gurrier, this is Slammin Synapses. Saying so long from ringside. Good night, everyone. Have a good one.